Welcome to Vital Elixir, your trusted resource for aging with strength, mobility, and confidence. I'm so glad you're joining us for this explainer today. You know, if you're over 55 and you've been losing sleep night after night because of your legs, well, first off, I just want to validate your misery. Nighttime leg issues are incredibly disruptive, and unfortunately, they're really misunderstood. But you're definitely not alone, and I was fascinated to learn that it's absolutely not just some normal part of getting older.
Picture this, and I bet it sounds familiar. You wake up at 2 a.m. Your legs feel like they're literally buzzing with electricity. Or even worse, your calf suddenly locks into an agonizing charley horse that makes you gasp out loud. You throw off the covers, right? You're pacing the hallway in desperation. You stretch, you drink pickle juice, maybe you swallow a handful of magnesium pills just praying for relief. But then, the very next night, it happens all over again. It is incredibly frustrating when those popular, expensive remedies completely fail you. But today, we're going to change that.
Let's be real here. Sleep fragmentation is basically a silent destroyer of midlife health. When you're jerked out of deep sleep night after night, it doesn't just make you a little tired the next day. It physically spikes your cortisol levels, crashes your mood, and leaves your memory feeling incredibly foggy. It honestly threatens the daily energy and independence that we all work so hard to maintain. But to fix this, we have to stop treating all leg pain at night like it's a single diagnosis, because it isn't. So it turns out we can actually split your nighttime symptoms into two totally different root causes. In simple biological terms, you're either experiencing the crawl or the lock. The crawl is Restless Leg Syndrome, or RLS. And here's the thing, this is not a muscle problem. It's actually a neurological issue happening up in your brain. It feels like an uncomfortable crawling or pulling sensation deep inside the legs, and it comes with this irresistible urge to move. It's fundamentally an issue with brain dopamine and iron signaling. On the flip side, we have the lock, which refers to nocturnal leg cramps. Now this one is a muscular and nerve problem. Your muscle suddenly turns to stone because of what's called motor nerve hyperexcitability, which just means a nerve misfires and traps the muscle in a tight, agonizing contraction. Figuring out which one of these you have is absolutely crucial to finding real relief. Before we jump into the actual solutions, we really need to protect your wallet and your health by exposing some of the wellness industry's ineffective quick fixes. You've probably been told to try these three things, so let's walk through them. First, the magnesium megadose myth. A massive gold standard Cochrane review of clinical trials actually found that magnesium supplementation has zero significant benefit for idiopathic night cramps in older adults. If your cramps are from a misfiring nerve, taking extra magnesium, it really just gives you expensive urine. Second, the dehydration blame game. Look, while severe dehydration can cause cramping, most adults over 55 waking up with night cramps are perfectly hydrated. Chugging a gallon of water right before bed won't fix the nerve. It's just going to guarantee you wake up to use the bathroom, destroying your sleep even more. And finally, the tonic water and quinine trap. This one brilliantly illustrates why we have to rely on safe, responsible science. The FDA explicitly banned the off-label use of quinine pills for leg cramps way back in 2006 because it carries the risk of fatal cardiac arrhythmias and severe blood disorders. Plus, the tiny bit of quinine you get in store-bought tonic water is basically just a placebo, but it is packed with high-fructose corn syrup that's going to spike your blood sugar and actually make your sleep worse. So please, for sure, leave the tonic water and quinine fads alone. So here's the game changer. If you suffer from the crawl, your brain is very likely lacking the iron it needs to synthesize dopamine in the basal ganglia. Now, a standard blood test might tell you that a ferritin level, which is how we measure your stored iron, of 20 nanograms per milliliter is perfectly normal. But fascinatingly, sleep neurologists have found that the brain actually needs a clinical threshold above 75 to effectively prevent those crawling symptoms at night. This brings us to a highly actionable step. Ask your doctor to check your serum ferritin levels specifically. If it's below 75, you can work with them to safely supplement, maybe with something like iron bisglycinate, to rebuild those stores. I've got to naturally remind you here, always consult your healthcare provider before starting any iron supplements, especially if you take other medications. We want to support your aging journey with safe, actionable realism, right? For a lot of people, simply addressing this iron threshold completely resolves the nighttime crawl. This right here is a hidden trigger that doctors often completely miss when trying to solve restless leg syndrome. Look at how many common, over-the-counter, and prescription medications cross the blood-brain barrier and can actually be causing your leg misery. Take sedating antihistamines like Benadryl, Unisom, or Z-Squil, for example. Millions of adults take these to help them fall asleep, having no idea these drugs trigger histamine pathways that violently exacerbate RLS. Similarly, certain anti-nausea medications are potent dopamine blockers, and even some common antidepressants like SSRIs and SNRIs can also worsen the crawl. I strongly encourage you to take this list, audit your medicine cabinet, and have an honest conversation with your physician. Sometimes, swapping out just one single medication is all it takes to get your peaceful sleep back.
If you're someone who suffers from the lock, those agonizing nighttime cramps, here are some incredibly easy step-by-step physical actions to prevent that motor nerve from getting trapped in a shortened position. Step 1 is the blanket release. Simply loosen the heavy tucked-in sheets at the foot of your bed so your feet aren't forced to point downward all night long. Step 2 is the pre-sleep calf stretch. Stand facing a wall, keep your heel flat, and just lean in for 45 seconds right before bed. This gently resets the length of the muscle spindle. Step 3 is the acute rescue. If a cramp does hit, don't just rub it in bed. Stand up or forcefully pull your toes up towards your shin. This utilizes a brilliant neurological trick called reciprocal inhibition. By activating the muscle on the front of your shin, your nervous system essentially forces the cramping calf muscle on the back to release and relax safely.
And to wrap up our protocols, here's a really powerful circadian fix. RLS is tied to natural dips in dopamine at night. To combat this, aim for 15 minutes of direct morning sunlight outside, and get some moderate daytime movement, like a brisk walk. This light and rhythmic movement naturally upregulates your brain's dopamine receptors, which makes your brain so much more efficient at using dopamine when the sun goes down. Just remember, try to avoid exhausting heavy exercise right before bed, as that can actually flare up your symptoms temporarily.
Wow, we've covered a ton of ground today, haven't we? From checking your ferritin to stretching those calves and dodging costly supplement myths. Your legs want to rest, and your brain absolutely deserves to sleep. By giving your body the right biological signals, you really can reclaim your independence and energy. I want to leave you with a question to reflect on. Were you taking an over-the-counter sleep aid like Benadryl, completely unaware that it might be making your legs worse? Let us know in the comments below. Please take these insights, consult with your doctor, and take that next safe step toward a better night's rest. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and here's to aging with strength, mobility, and confidence.
Thank you for your time. Subscribe for more health education. Like the video and share it to help others stay informed.